this was actually an opportunity for Todd and I to do something for us. It was an opportunity for us to be together, to share this experience together without anyone else involved.
Big thing that I remember us talking about was like, what's next for you two? And Masked Singer it was. Tell me, whose idea was this?
Well, it was presented to us, and I was a little apprehensive because it is not in my wheelhouse at all. You know, Todd is a great singer. He has recorded a song with Sarah Evans years ago. So he was way more comfortable with it than I was. But I decided, okay, I'm going to step out of my comfort zone. I'm going to do this. It was something that he and I could do together, which was nice. You know, it was really the first time that we were able to get away, just the two of us, since we got home. So it was nice.
Okay, Todd, Julie said you were a good singer. So when the opportunity arose, were you like, heck yeah? Because I remember when Savannah did the show, you were like, I'm not watching that.
Well, I had actually never seen the show when, and didn't know about it until Savannah. And we had had so many offers for things that had come in since we came home. And Julie and I just were not ready to do anything. We wanted to kind of get back to our normal routine and kind of figure out what that was going to look like. And when Julie called to tell me that offer had come in, because I'd said no to everything else, she said, do you want to say no to this or do you want to do it? And I said, what do you want to do? And she said, I don't know yet. And so she was teetering back and forth. And I said, well, whenever you decide what you want to do, then that's what I'll do. And so she decided to go ahead and do it. And it was just a wonderful, wonderful experience. We had a great time.
You sang Jailhouse Rock. Now, do we think that was a little too on the nose?
You know, when
A little.
when it was presented to us, and we had said early on when they started giving us these clues, I said, you don't think that this is a little too on point? Oh, we think it's going to be great. And I said, okay. And plus, Jenny, who's been a friend of ours for years, and I love her dearly. I was nervous from day one that Jenny's going to figure this out immediately. And she did. And she did.
She did. Now, like I was saying earlier, Savannah, of course, did the show while you guys were away in prison. And Julie, you watched. Yeah. Did you hear from any of your former mates? Okay, did they watch?
They did. They did. I got a few phone calls, and because it was a show that was watched in prison. I mean, we watched that show every week, and so I got a few phone calls.
Did Savannah give you guys any advice ahead of coming on the show, or did she know? She didn't know.
She did not know. She didn't know till we were there. Yep.
Okay, so then what was her reaction when she found out that you guys went on the show?
She was a little salty because she couldn't believe that we had kept it from her.
Right.
And she had we were on the set, we were in our trailer there on the lot, and she sent us a text message and she said, Dad, are you doing Masked Singer? And I said, what? And then she calls me and she goes, Dad, someone from the lot just texted me and said, oh my God, I got to meet your mom and dad. They're so amazing. And I said, Savannah, that could be anything. She says, Dad, it's Masked Singer. Stop lying. And I said, well, if it was Masked Singer, then you would know that I can't talk about it. So let's move on. And so we didn't talk about it anymore. And she left to go on her trip. So that kind of was good because it kept that separation from us. And so they all watched it the other night and they were texting like, oh my God, you guys did so good.
She was like, you actually didn't do too bad, Mom. And I was like, oh, well, okay. Obviously I didn't do too good or we would have still been on, but that's okay.
And what did Chase think of the Masked Singer? Because maybe we need him on it next season.
Chase was like, Chase saw something on, what was it, Twitter or something. And he sends me a screenshot. He goes, why do they keep saying this? And I said, what? He said, people are saying that somebody's on the Masked Singer and they think it's you. And I said, I don't know, Chase, it's Twitter, for God's sake. And so then he calls me up the night that it comes out. And he goes, are you kidding me? And I have literally told everyone when they were sending this to me, no, it's not my mom and dad.
And you're like, just kidding. It actually was. It actually was. I know when we talked last, you guys were talking about the dynamic of the family. Was this a way where like you know, it brought some levity to the family. I know with Chase and Savannah, there was some, of course, turmoil between the two of them, but was this an opportunity to bring some levity for you guys?
You know, this was actually an opportunity for Todd and I to do something for us. It was an opportunity for us to be together, to share this experience together without anyone else involved. Now, just over time, you know, things have really gone so well. And between Chase and Savannah, I mean, he's been on our podcast a few times, and I mean, when I tell you, just over the past couple of months, it's
God has
been
been
really good. It's
God has
been
been good, and he has stepped in, and Chase has matured a lot. He had learned how to say I'm sorry,
Mm.
and that was a great thing. And Savannah learned how to be more gracious in receiving that.
Mhm.
And
He's truly working on his sobriety, and it's a, you know, it's something that is important to him. And I think he sees that he's so much better now that he is sober. You know, he sees now what we tried to say to him all along, but he had to get to that place. And thank God he is.
You must be very proud of him.
very much so.
Very much so.
So what is next then? I mean,
What is next?
what is next?
I'm actually doing a cooking show. Savannah and I have a show that we're going to be doing in the spring. Um, Todd has a show overseas he's going to be working on, and then the family has their show, our show that's going to be coming out.
Oh, it's coming back?
So
It's a busy 2026 is a very yeah,
Yeah.
2026 is a very busy year.
Okay, because Todd, last time we also talked, you were like, people are wanting me to run for something in the state, governor, something like that. Is that still some politics in your future?
Listen, I don't know. It's not something that's in my future as of right now today. I'm focusing on what we're doing collectively as a family back on television and creating content for other shows. And, I've got an animated series that I'm working on about prison life of where, at the prison that I was at. And it's so funny and the characters look so amazing. And so I'm very excited about that. But do I have opinions? Yes, I have opinions. I've had opinions my entire life. Do I think that our country needs that we need more direction in our country and a greater level of understanding? Yes. Am I the one to do that? I don't know. But I do know that I know what I believe in and I know what I support. And so I try to stay focused on that and let everyone else that's out there doing what they're doing do what they do.